So, what I want to talk about is being a truck driver on the road as a someone that's new to being on the road or over the road. I don't know. I don't know what is it. On the road, over the road, same thing, right? So, I just want to talk about my experience so far. I did one delivery so far. I did my orientation for 2 days, and with a company. I mean, I'm not gonna say no names, but maybe in the future in my videos I'll probably say the name. But as far, it's just a company. But um, as for me, I'm driving for someone who owns the truck. So basically, I'm not a truck owner, or I'm not in the quote unquote what they have been saying out there that I've been like seeing videos like um what's it called, lease to purchase. I heard a lot of like things about them saying that don't do that. It's a major rip off. I mean, it's probably convenient for some others, but I mean, I'm not really trying to get myself in a big debt, especially just trying to own a truck. Now, if you do that, then you're gonna have to work like a lot over the road. You won't be able, from what I'm seeing, you won't be able to how would I say, able to complete your payments on a truck within 1 year. I think. I mean, I'm just going based off on like like the logic. Because if you see other videos, people who are in the purchase to lease, they'll do like a load like worth like maybe 1,000 to, I don't know. But at the end of the week, they'll be bringing in like, say, about 6,000, 7,000, depending how many loads they do within that week. It varies. So it's very kind of like hard to say what's the amount. I mean, I'm pretty sure you can get big money, and I'm pretty sure you can do that, especially if you're like a team driver. But something I'm not looking to. I mean, it's the money is good, but it's got to be working for I don't know how long for you to pay that off. But as back as like let's go back like I was saying. Um, my experience so far is that it's it's okay. I mean, I made my first pickup at Indianapolis, and I had to go deliver in Georgia. And I'm gonna tell you what, being as a new driver and like being my first time on the road, it was quite challenging. Why did I say it's challenging? I mean, I'm not trying to scare anybody. Everybody's different how they handle it. But for me, I mean, for me, I did like some crazy roads, man. Crazy roads. So like roads, I was somewhere in Tennessee, Moss, Tennessee to be exact. And I went through this road, this GPS. Like I said, I'm a new truck driver, or new to over the road. Had my license for 2 years, but I've just been trying to find something local. Wasn't able to get anything local because nowadays you need about 1 to 2 years, a year minimum over the road, for a company locally to hire you, because they want to know that you have experience and you've been through so much issues within that 1 year. Two, you went probably almost, not say all of it, but you went through some tough roads, and I can see that, because in my first day in Tennessee, I was driving at night, and I tell you what, bro, that was crazy. Somewhere in Kentucky, I was in Kentucky, and man, I went to these roads. Like, these roads are like, for me, I was like, man, these roads are meant for a semi. I don't think I should be here. But then I start seeing semi trucks passing by me. I'm like, okay, so I'm in the correct road. I was just like, just, in my mind, I'm just like tripping. Like, damn, these roads are just for, one lane going up, going whatever the lane was. I don't know, but just, just two lanes, and the lanes were so damn small. And I just kept looking from each mirror, and I'm telling you right now, it was nighttime. Nighttime. It was probably like 7 o'clock, and that gets dark. And on top of that, fog. It was foggy at some parts. So I was like, how in the hell am I going to get through this? And I'm just like, oh my goodness, like, I was like, man, like, I need a, where's the nearest truck stop? I'm on a GPS, and the GPS is like, and I'm thinking to thinking to the GPS, like, man, tell me something, show me something, like something's nearby, like I can stop. But nothing. And these roads are like going curves, man, like insane curves, and there was hills going up and down, and I see truck drivers just going through those curves like it was nothing. I'm like, dude, like, what the hell? Like, you got, either you driving this road for so long, you already know what like curves you're gonna approach, and you know what to do. And I'm going like, I'll say about 45, and I believe it was like the speed limit was probably like 55, 60 if I'm not mistaken. But man, I was going about 45 the most, and I was going about 35. And I had some cars behind me. Luckily I didn't have much, but I had like about 3 or 4 cars at a time. But there was times where you'll see a sign, slow vehicles, get on your right side. So I'll get on the right, let everybody pass me, man, because I'm taking my time. And that's one thing I took advice from, like, videos I've seen and other people I've talked to, is like, man, just take your time. Take your time. There's no be rush. Your life matters the most, and that is very true. Your life really does matter the most. Don't worry about the product, because no matter what, the product's gonna get delivered. So man, and there was like some parts, man, it was raining. I was like, oh my god, like, oh, I was like, bro, please. I was like praying to God, like, please, like something gotta come up, a gas station, something. So I'm going, man, these roads going up the hills, and then the curves, like, they'll curve, but you won't be able to see what's around it because it was so like a much of a curve. And you also have trees, big trees just covering, so you really couldn't see much. And I'm like, oh my goodness. So man, I went through that. Luckily I was able to find like a gas station middle of nowhere. And so I pulled over to use the restroom. I was like, man, let me use the restroom, and let me just like, let me just stretch my legs and let me get my mind cleared out, because man, going through those roads, man, I was like, stressing. I was like, man, I gotta like, gotta find a truck stop, gotta find something. Like, man, I'm just gonna just relax for like 10-20 minutes. I mean, just recollect my thoughts and just like calm myself down, because man, I was like, fuck, it's like, sorry for my language, but I was like, man, these roads are crazy. Like I give it up to those truck drivers I seen that passed me. And there was one semi truck that was behind me, but he was gone. Like he like, whew. I was like, man, I'll give it up to you, bro. It's like, I mean, but then again, I'm new, so give me some time and I will learn it. But still, I'm new. So I went to that, and then I talked to the guy who owns the truck. He's the one in control of, like, he'll look over like, the hours sometimes. If he sees that I'm going, he'll let me know. It's like, look, you gotta, because apparently, like, you with these EDLD logs, whatever you want to call them, man, they're big of a headache, because I'm trying to like wrap my head around it, how how to, like, time myself, make sure I always look at the clock. But it was hard for me that night because, man, I was so focused on the road, just trying to, like, get the hell out of that place. I'm like, damn, like, I gotta get out of here. And I'm not even paying attention to my time, which, I was like, oh, man. I think about, like, oh, my clock. Like, I look at it, like, okay, I still got time. Still got about, like, 2 hours left. I was like, I'm good. But majority of the time, I'm just looking at the road, just focused. Two hands on the steering wheel, just looking on both sides, making sure I'm in the lane when I see cars coming by, and especially when I'm going through the curves, making sure that, okay, I'm good. But still, I feel like I might hit something onto my right side, and I don't want that to happen. And, man, I'll tell you what, when it was raining, and I was going down like a good steep kind of like hill, I was like, man, I felt like I was going too fast, and I believe I was going by like 60. And there was like a bridge, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, it was like a bridge coming up. I'm like, and I felt like that trailer wanted to like kind of like move like on its own. I'm like, oh, I braced the hell out, and I just pressed some pressure on the brake. I was like, no. I was like, no. And I just thought about what other people, other drivers, that been on this. Like, man, just take your time. So I was like, all right, just take your time. Don't be in a rush. I was just in a rush to get out of there. That was my issue. I was just in a rush to get out of there, when I should have just, take my time. Forget everybody else. If people in the back getting mad, forget about them. Like, don't worry. They're going to end up passing you regardless. It's you that is important. And, you also got to think, you're pulling a 30,000 ton truck, plus what you have on the load. On top of that, I had about 9,000, so I had about like maybe close to like, in total with the truck and the trailer, by like 40, maybe a little bit, 40,000. And I was like, man, can this day get over? So I stopped at this gas station. Ended up just doing my sleep berth, which, if you don't know what a sleep berth is, basically, you have a certain amount of hours, like I said, on the E-log, 11 hours to drive. So once you go to sleep berth, basically it's like ending your shift. And once you do that, you have 10 hours to sleep. I mean, you couldn't, I know there's some people out there that love their sleep, and they'll like sleep for like, I don't know, 8 to 10 hours, whatever. So what the thing is, so I did my sleep berth. Luckily I talked, the guy was on the store was about to close, and I told him, hey, is it okay and I asked him, like, is there a gas station, like a truck stop nearby within like an hour from now? He said, not really. He's like, it's like, man, you still a little bit got a long ways to go, probably like 2 hours, 3 hours tops. And he's like, and he had a big space in the gas station. So I told him, is it okay if I can, park here for the night, sleep? He said, yeah, just make sure you park, like, there was a pole with the light. He was like, there's a huge space you can park there. Just make sure you don't block the gas pumps and the diesel pump. I was like, okay, cool. Did my thing, got in the truck, backed it up, boom, put on sleep berth. And I just recollect my thoughts. Also too, I'm in the middle of nowhere. I just, make sure that my doors are locked. And what I do is, I tie up the seatbelts around the door handle, and I just, kind of like secure it on both sides to make sure, in case somebody try to break in, I have something there. It was a pretty interesting, like, a pretty interesting experience of the day. My first day, delivering. It was cool, man. But nobody's perfect. Everybody who first started doing trucking, they're always gonna end up going to doing something for the first time. And of course, you're gonna have like some moments that you're gonna be like, damn, like, how the hell am I gonna get out of this? Like, I need to go till I need to like get to the truck stop. But yeah, did my 10-hour sleep birth. Woke up in the morning. Woke up like, I'll say maybe 2 hours before my 10-hour shift was over. I don't know. I guess I couldn't. I mean, I slept, but I didn't sleep like 10 hours. I think probably slept for like 7 hours, maybe 8 hours. I don't know. But I woke up and I was like, you know what? Luckily, I was at a gas station, and I looked out my curtains because from the front I looked out, see, and the store is open. So I was like, okay, you know what? Let me just wake up, go grab some coffee and maybe some food. So I went and grabbed some coffee. I grabbed me a little breakfast sausage sandwich. Good. It was good. I'm not gonna lie, it was good. Did that. Walked around the truck. Did my pre-chip inspection, and make sure the fluids are okay. Make sure that everything was all right. Oil's okay. Tires okay. My lights are okay. The coupling was okay. I did everything. What newbies do. So I did that, and once my 10 hours up, boom, I did a pre-chip inspection log on the e-log, and once I was done with that, boom, hit the road again. So I tell you what, man, I left Moss, Tennessee, and I end up going, I don't know where, I forgot what it called, 611, I believe. I'm not sure, but somewhere. It took me to like some steep hills, man. Steep hills. And I did it kind of scary because you're going down on a hill, and all that weight that you have is really, gravity is pushing you down. So you have to like use your engine brake the most, and it was all right. I mean, then there was a scenery. I took pictures, and maybe if I can, I'll try to like upload it so you can see. I stopped there. I was like, man, this is beautiful, man. And me, man, I like views. Like, I like nature views. I've always enjoyed it. To me, that's really relaxing. It's very beautiful. Like you'll see the hills and the forest. Well, not forest, but like the trees and stuff like that. It was really nice. It's beautiful. So I did that, and then I ended up going on the road. I ended up getting on the highway. Luckily, I was like, oh my God, I was like, the highway, thank you. And even the highway, you had your hills, but it wasn't so bad. And like it was good. It was decent, man. I was happy just getting on like a highway, but it looked like a highway nobody really get on them. I mean, I'm trying to see if I can remember what's the name of that highway. But yeah, it was good. I mean, got to the destination in Georgia. I was late. I was supposed to deliver it by 12 o'clock. I didn't end up getting there by 3 because once I got to like Georgia, Atlanta, Georgia, my goodness, Atlanta was like I got into some traffic a little bit once I got to the main interstate or the highway, whatever. It was a bit of a traffic, but once I got to Atlanta, Georgia, that was crazy. You seen semi trucks, and it was a big traffic. Semi trucks, nothing but semi trucks. I'm not gonna say everything was semi, but like majority of it was just semi trucks. Dang, I was like, what the hell is going on? I'm thinking like, is there like it was like probably like, I'll say, excuse me, 1:30 in the afternoon. I was like, man, this is rush hour. It's like, man, it's too early to be a rush hour. I said, there has to be an accident. There has to be, because it was like on a Thursday. Yeah, it was a Thursday. So I'm thinking like, no, rush hour has to be probably like at 3, maybe, because majority of everybody going home is like getting off of work. I'm sorry, it's like at 3:30, and everybody's hitting the highway and going back home. The interstate's getting back, but it was 1:30. It was very, very odd, but it was like kind of almost like a standstill. you'll move up forward, and I swear it felt like I was in traffic for like about 20-30 minutes, just going stop and go, stop and go. I was like, man, what the heck? And then there was no accident. I don't know why, but it was just, maybe it's just a lot of people just going there all at once and everybody just congested. I don't know. But made it to my destination, 3 o'clock. Finally, I was like relieved about it. I was like, oh my goodness, thank goodness. So man, I just kept thinking about that night, and it's like, man, I was just like, it wasn't even my mind. It was something I'll remember forever because it's my first time. But yeah, it was cool. It was pretty decent so far. I mean, I just want to speak on it. Anybody who's like looking into get their CDL Class A, I would say yeah, get it. If you like driving, or you want to have like something under your belt, like, yeah, I'm a truck driver, go for it, do it, make your money. Of course, obviously they pay good. Some companies pay good. I mean, I don't know what other companies, but I heard like Swift is a good company, I guess. I heard a little bit. It's just, I guess they have a bad rep because the new drivers, they kind of like get into accidents, and these people who've been driving trucks for years, they hate them because they already know. It's like, man, these people don't know how to drive. But I don't know. Prime 2 is a good. Trans Am, I heard, is good. I mean, there's a lot of companies, man. I mean, you just gotta like look at some videos. Nowadays you have TikTok, you have Instagram, you have YouTube. What else? Yeah, basically those. You look it up, search it up, and you'll definitely find a lot of people talk about those companies and their experience. But it's really up to you. Where you want to go. But they told me just like, stay away from lease to purchase. It's not worth it because apparently you're not really making money. The company is making money off the load and making money off of you. So that's something to think about. Says basically one of the guys told me, man, it's best just get a loan from the bank, and you go through them, get your own brand new truck if you can. If you get approved, not maybe get a used one. Make as much money as you can with a used truck, but just know you're gonna have some issues. Could be anything. So just be prepared. But he says best out just get a loan from the bank, buy the truck yourself brand new, and you become your own owner. And then you can go into like some companies that'll hire truck owners, and you work with the company, and they'll help you. But yeah, that's basically what I want to say. I mean, I'm gonna see if I can do some more videos. Should have done this 2-3 days ago, whatever. Today is Saturday. Let me just check. Let me look at today is November 9th, 2024. So yeah, I mean, I'm constantly looking at videos of truck drivers. I mean, I don't see so much. I mean, there is a lot, but there's not so much to me. Like, I would like to get a lot of information, what to expect in it. I mean, they do talk about a lot of stuff though, but I feel like there's not plenty of videos constantly, like consistently, I guess, of talking about the industry and seeing like what it is. And I would like to see new drivers, like, if you're new and you're just your first time going on the road, I like to see videos and what are their thoughts about it. What did they go through on their first day? What was like some scary things you witnessed on your first day? Like me, those hills, man, I don't know, I'm scarred from them. But yeah, I mean, I'll post up some more videos once I get my second load. I'm still waiting, but hey, I'm not in a rush right now. I'm still learning, especially the ELD logs. Still learning those too. I mean, I would like to see more videos of those too from other drivers who've been on it and they're doing it. So like that, we can kind of like everybody who's new can look at those videos and learn, get some advice. what to do. But I'll get into that in another video of people telling me about the e-logs, how to prepare yourself with your, when you pick up a load, how to plan everything. But until then, this is my thoughts and opinions of being a CDL, being a truck driver, CDL Class A, over the road, on the road, whatever, how you want to put it, same thing. But yeah, so I'll talk to you guys soon. See you next time.